Hello, everyone. This is Omni. I wanted to do another musical process. This may or may not actually show up this week or next Monday. Which, if this shows up next Monday, I will try to have this before the stream on the 13th. Again, we will be streaming a very special stream with a couple of reveals and surprises, as well as the Scenes on a Whim super episode. That's March 13th at 8 p.m. Pacific Time, or 11 p.m. Eastern Time, or 4 a.m. Universal Time Conversion. So the reason why I wanted to do this song in particular, whether it was released early or released on the next Monday or this Monday, time works weird when you're recording. Hammer Space. There's going to be lore for that at the stream, so tune in. But the reason why I wanted to do this is that this actually started as a silly ukulele. Let me give you the original one. Shoot. What was the original one? Was it Sadness Endures? Oh gosh. I don't remember. Oh my god. I think it was Pain. I think I don't. So this is also a lesson. Learn to kind of rename your things as soon as they start as they come to life. As they change, because otherwise you're going to be like me right now and just be like, where is the one that I was looking for? Because I believe it is Pain. I believe it started out as Pain, which is this. But this completely evolved, and this is why I wanted to do a musical process video on this, because it's completely evolved from that. Going, this is what can I add to this? I want to add something weird, something different, something I've never done before. So I did I actually messed with my arpeggiator, and I was like, I've messed with the arpeggiator, but I've never actually made a song that used something that was using the arpeggiator. So I was like, let me do a silky lead, which is this. And I was like, what would that sound like arpeggiated? And then this came out of it. And I'm going to mute everything else, but this is what came out of that. Da 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 da, la da 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 dee, da 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 dee dee dee. All right, I'm gonna shut up so you can hear just the track. You can tell there's a little bit of gaps and jumps, and if I was better at editing mastering tracks, I would probably fix that. But as you all know, I just kind of do things off the cuff. I have very limited even music theory, in fact. But so I had that, and I was like, that's cool. And I was like, this isn't going well with the ukulele. But this, I want to use this in something. I want to use this. Regardless of it, I even used the ukulele, which would have been crazy, because every one of my tracks, if you've been following me since the beginning, you know that almost every one of my tracks, with the exception of the few, they all have the ukulele. So this started out, but I was like, let me try something actually. Let me try something where I put the ukulele last. So I was like, okay, so what can we do? So then I started out with, let me add some kind of atmosphere. And then I tried doing a little couple of other things. And I was like, maybe we do a water flute or something. And so I was like, this is what I get out of that. And I'm going to kind of go over this with you. I want to make sure I just not going to mess it up. I guess I can Control V. But so this is what it sounded like. I was like, let me add some chords with the water flute. So this is what was it, because I wanted this kind of ethereal, kind of like interesting techie thing. And it also was a little different because I was like, we're gonna only do a 3-chord progression, not 4, and it's gonna like kind of change every other one, so it's not gonna be exactly the same. So this is what came out of it, and I was like, but I'm like, I love the ethereal part. Problem is, you can barely hear it when up against the lead. So here's what that sounds like with the lead. Oh. And I know what you're thinking. Why didn't you just adjust the volume? Why did you condemn yourself to this musical doom? You're not locked up in some room. This doesn't have to be musical doom. And I was like, well, that's correct. I could just adjust the volume and all that thing and all that stuff. But the problem is that it's still going to sound like this. Oh, sorry, not that one. Just kidding. It'll still sound like this. Like, I have to hold it for quite a long time, because it quickly goes away. So I was like, well, what if we just did instead one doesn't have a trail, and I was like, I want something with more air. I want something with the more air, with the and a little bit more like Renaissance-y, kind of like, ooh, we can be like a little bit whimsical, right? Something more whimsical than a flute. It was like, maybe not ethereal, maybe not too much ethereal, but more like I said, more whimsical. And this was a little bit whimsical. And then you combine it, then you were like, okay, well, what does it sound like with the two? Does it get lost? Ba, 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 ba. Da, 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 da. Boom. It doesn't. And that works so well together. Like, you can kind of think, you can almost envision someone running through the forest that's not like just learning that they're in tune with the forest, that they have ancestral blood. I don't know where I am, but for some reason I feel like I'm with fam. What is this sham? And then I was like, okay, so we do that. What do we do? Do we do that? Add the ukulele in now? And I was like, not quite yet. Let's add something else. And I was like messing around. I don't remember what it was, but I was like messing around, and I was like, well, what if we? I haven't done a repeating note kind of melody. So I was like, well, why don't we just do this? And I was like, oh, this is really cool. And I was like, how long can I do this for before I get really annoyed? And I was like, I could really do this for quite a bit. And then I was like, well, what if we really made it even crazier, and decided to like change a note, like just bump it a little bit. So this is what happened. I got a little bit more aggressive when it came to actually recording it. And then there was a little fun little kind of bridge, I guess you would call it. Not really, but a little bit of a nice transition with this step down, step up, step down kind of thing. And I was like, okay. And like I said, I knew that it was harsh. I was a little bit harsh when I was recording it, but I was like, let's see how it works with everything else. Is it too harsh? Because I was like, might need to readjust it. But then this happened. La da 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 da. You got a new body, but it ain't got no soul. Well, that's just perfect for me. I've got the perfect role. Just you wait and see. All you gotta do is believe. But as you can tell, the song actually, the piano didn't become. Oh, that's not the piano. Sorry, the piano. Its harshness is softened by the overpowering lead and then a little bit of that whimsical ocarina, and then so the last little bit, for the first time in Omni musical history, the last bit was the ukulele. But then I was like, after all this, I was like, how do I add this in? I've never done this before. This is so weird. And I was like, well, it's got to be like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So I came up with this. One, two, three, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3. And I was like, okay, that actually works. That actually works with the timing. So now I'm like learning how to do timing. Who knows? Maybe I'll actually enter beats in. And so you got this entire thing. I know that you were hoping for a child, one that can look at you and smile. But instead what you got was an empty shell, and you started screaming, what the hell? But what if I told you you were destined for more? This body that has no core. For you see, this is a vessel for me. So if you just believe, hope will live on with you. And from all the magical things I'll do, but basically using that simple 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, keeping it at that kind of pace, which is very interesting because I don't normally do 1 2 3s. I usually try to do 6s or 4s or 8s even, or 1s. But this strumming 1 2 3. Also was very hard to it was also hard discipline because I wanted to add more, but then I was like, no. The ukulele isn't even the main part. It's literally, I could take this out, for instance. It's just a binder. It's a binder. So basically, the most of it could be played in the track. I would need something different. So I would probably maybe add in not a piano, but what else? Let's see what else I have in these fun little things. Maybe a banjo. right, let's see if this will work. Let's see if this will work. All right, let me just go ahead and start this over, for instance. So you can really, I could really have used anything. I obviously don't have a real banjo, so I would have to, use the MIDI or something else in regards to the stuff that I don't have. Or I could have probably used my kalimba too as well. But instead, we used, like I said, we decided that ukulele was going to be that binding track. So here we have the full thing. And remember, the ukulele was the last thing. So it's amazing that this came about. For those that are wondering where this is, because this isn't obviously a song, as you'll probably notice, this track will never have, I will not say never, but this track for a little while will not have an actual song attached to it. Because this track is too good for a BGM. For you see, there are things that are beyond this world that happen for a reason. Some things are destined for more than just the ordinary. See, like, it works very well as a BGM. I mean, obviously it could work as a song, so you lost your child, and your mind went wild. But I knew you realized. I'm just making up horrible lyrics, but the point is that there could be lyrics there. So, but yeah, this is I titled it Tech Build, but you will find out in the stream where this track actually is primarily used for the first time. So, but yeah, little ditty that we made for the first time using the ukulele as last. So, but always remember, you are worthy. You are loved. You're amazing. And you're enough. Keep your star shining bright, and you will help others through the night. And together the sky shall shine bright. Alright, everyone, I'm going off air.